Okay, so welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do my January reads. I do have it right here beside me on my Notion. So I'm going to do it by rating versus when I read them, because I didn't put the date on here. I just put the rating. So I think I like this way a little bit more because I can get through them faster. And yeah, so I separated the ratings out by DNF: 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, and none. And usually none will just be like memoirs. And typically, very, very seldom is there going to be some on 1 star, because typically my 1 star is just a DNF. So there is sometimes that I 1 star it, even if I did finish it, but it'll be like 1.5, which I think I put a video out here of like my rating system, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, we're going to start with the DNF. So we're going to go from the DNFs to the none. So this month I DNF'd a lot of books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. Now some of these are going to be DNFs that I will literally never pick up again, but some of them they're just soft DNFs for now. Meaning, if you guys don't know what soft DNF means, it means books that you kind of liked but you just weren't in the mood for, and you don't think it was the book itself or the writing itself. You just wasn't feeling it at that time. So these first two are books that I probably will never pick up again because I was not liking it. I was not liking where it was going, and I just probably will not pick up again. But the first one is The Wife Between Us. This one is Greer Hendricks and Sarah something. I don't really even know how to pronounce her last name. But this one, to me, like, I got maybe 100 pages in. Just was not feeling this book. Thought it was stupid. Read the back of it. Read the last few chapters, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't need a whole book to find that out. And then the second one that I probably will never pick up again is The Anonymous Girl, by the same authors as that one. So I'm just probably not going to buy any books by them again, because clearly it's not working out for me. I'm not saying that they are bad authors, but personally for me and my liking, I do not like the writing nor the stories that they came out with. But that is just my personal opinion. It don't have to be yours. And then this one is going to be a soft DNF because I just was not getting into it for right at this moment. I think it was just where I was, like, what's going on in my life and stuff. I don't know. I just was not getting into it. And it is the Finish Line by Kate Stewart. I did read her other two and I liked them. So that's why I think but anywho. So I think I will like it. It's just it wasn't in the right time frame for me to be reading this at the moment. And then we have, and this is another one that I think, like, I liked it, but it wasn't, like, the first book in the series wasn't my favorite, so I don't, like, this author for me is kind of hit or miss. Like, there's some books that I've read by her that I really, really like, and then there's some that I didn't like. And that is, unfortunately, Yours by Tessa Bailey, and unfortunately, this one wasn't that good. It's not that, okay, it's probably going to be a softie in it. I will probably try to read this again. The Secretly Yours, I was not a big, huge fan of. I don't remember the rating that I gave that, but I also don't remember anything that went on in that book. So, if that tells you anything, probably wasn't that great. So, yes, I didn't like, I don't know. There's just not, I think I got like halfway through this book and I was just like, I cannot finish this right now. I'm going to put it down and try to come back to it again. And that's the case. Now, this one, if you watch that video, I think it's, reading 7 books in a week. I don't really remember. I'll try to find it and put the video, like, tag right here. But I'm not that great with editing, so it may not happen. Anyway, so I read the first one in the series in that video, and it was a 2 star. Did not like anything about it. I finished it for the video, but, like, I really did not like it, like, at all. So But I was going to read this one because I already had it. So I knew that if I did not like this, I would not continue on the series. And that is Glass Sword. I did DNF this. Probably will not pick this back up. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't really care for it. It was not my favorite or anything. Now, this one is a soft DNF due to the fact that I just really wanted a good thriller. And this was just not popping at that moment. But from what I got to it, it was good. And it is Murder in the Family by Kara Hunter. And like I said, from what I got to it, which I think was like here or so, it was getting good. It just wasn't, like, I wanted the story to paint the full picture and me not have to use a lot of brain power for it. And this just was not it at that moment. But like I said, it is a soft DNF. I will 100% more than likely go back to it. And then this is the last one that I did, and this is Love on the Brain by Allie Hazelwood. I just wasn't feeling this romance or anything. Like, it just was not a romance I was feeling. Not saying it's not a good one. I'm just not in the romance mood at this current moment. So I think that's why, like I said, I also soft DNF this one. But I think that's why wasn't that, like, all about this book. Now, if I'm ever getting in a romance mood and I decide to read this, I'll probably love it. By all the other people that I watched, like Destiny said, well, Sarah, they both said this book is amazing. So I'm sure I will love it when I get in my romance mood. But at this current moment, I am not. Now, those are also all 1 stars because, like I said, my DNFs are 1 stars. Especially if I get, like, halfway through, I will mark it as a read book. Because I'm halfway through, I wasted all that time reading half of this book. Anyway, so we're going to go on to the 2-star. And I only have 3 in the 2-star category. So, that's good. And the first one is One by One by Ruth Ware. And this wasn't the thriller that was hitting for me. I did read this coming back home from vacation, so I did read this like January 1st, but it just was not hitting. It wasn't what I thought it would be. It wasn't like the best thriller, if that makes sense. And I wasn't feeling a lot of it, so doesn't mean it wasn't a good, like, the author herself is not a good author. It just was not hitting. And then it's the same for this one. Thrillers for me, like, it takes a lot for me to really, really love a thriller. Due to the fact I have to be on the edge of my seat. I can't see what's coming. And just stuff like that. Like, if I see what's coming and I guessed it, it's automatically going to be a lower star. Because I want the thriller to, like, literally surprise me. Now, there's going to be some things in the thriller that you are going to figure it out. But, like, I was here, and I figured out who, I don't know if I was legit here, but I was, like, this far into it, and I already figured out who it was, so, yeah. I don't want it like that. Now, like I said, you're going to figure out some of the plot twists, more than likely, but I want it to be where you don't figure out any of the plot twists whatsoever. And the next one that is a 2-star is The Assistant to the Villain, and that's because I got, like, the first half of the book was really good. The last half, didn't really care for. So, I think that's why. Honestly, I never really connected to the characters. I don't know, I just wasn't that into this book. Now, will I get the second one? Possibly, because like I said in a previous video, a lot of the times the first book in a series is not going to be that good because you're getting to know the characters, you're getting to know all this stuff. So, as you go throughout the series, you know, it can get better, but there is sometimes that it's not like that. So, then we're going to go to the 3-star, which is only 1, and that is Mr. Fixer-Upper by Lucy Gore. I did read The Christmas Fix by her first, so that may be why I wasn't too fond of this book, because I knew how it was going to end, obviously, because if y'all read The Christmas Fix, The Christmas Fix is about the sister. Shoot, I don't remember her name. Kat and Noah. That's who it's about. His sister in this book. And then his name is Ganton. And then the other romance, like the other partner in here is Paige. Them two are in the Christmas fics, and I've already read that, so I already knew what was going into this book, so I didn't really have a huge connection. And like, even in the Christmas fics, I didn't really care for Ganton and Paige either. I don't really know if that's how you say his name. I don't know. I didn't really care for them that much in that book, so I think that's why I wasn't like, oh my gosh, you know, in this one. And to me, this one, the sex scenes in this one was a little bit more cringy than in the Christmas fics. I mean, they're both cringy, but that one was just a wee bit more. But like I said, it is a good book. I would recommend it. It's a 3-star. That means recommend. So I would recommend it to someone if you just want a cute little romance that has Grumpy and Sunshine in it. So, and then now we're going on to the 4 stars, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 4-star books. As you guys know, I'm not a big person that gives 5 stars often, so a lot of times there could be a lot of like wrap-ups that I don't have a 5-star at all. So we're going to start with this one, and it's Daisy Hates. I did give this one a 4-star. It was good. I am 100% Julian. I'm not a BJ. I'm a Julian Daisy girl. I'm not too fond of Magnolia. Don't hate her, just not fond of her. I do like Daisy and Julian more. Well, I mean, obviously I know that like Daisy and Julian aren't together. I don't know why. I was looking at the pictures. I never noticed these pictures on the back of this book. Anyway, I know that they're not together, but you know what I mean. Like, I like their characters more than Magnolia Park people. So that's a 4-star. And then we have the rest of the Natural series. I literally got into this, like, I read the Naturals a few months back, and I was like, I'm gonna pick up Killer Instinct, and so I did. Loved it. The Killer Instinct was a 4.5 star, and the other two was a 4-star for me. It kind of fell short in this one. The whole storyline with her mom, wasn't a fan of. Didn't see it going that route, so I didn't really like that storyline, but when I pushed through it, it was better. Like, towards the middle of the book, it did get better. And this one is so long because it does have this short novella in the back. And I did write that down, and that one's also, the novella is a 4-star, so I would say the series is a 4-star series for me, personally. But yeah, these two are 4 stars, and this one is a 4.575. This one was my favorite in the entire series. It's just because I really like Dean. I'm pretty sure of why I like this one more is because Dean was always like, he was my favorite character out of the entire series. So I liked it when it was more focused on Dean than it was the other characters. But I do like the found family of this series and whatnot, but yeah. Anyway, I'm trying not to do the reviews that long because I do have I have more videos to film, but 2, I don't want like super long wrap-ups. And then the next one is Your Fault by Mercedes Ron. I literally am in all of this book. I did not realize it was going to go that route, and now, honestly, thinking back on it, I'd probably give it a 4.5 rather than just a 4, but literally, there's something that these people do to my heart. I can't wait for Our Fault. So excited for Our Fault, but I don't know, like, it's so good. It was so good. I did not expect that ending. Did not expect that ending. I was like, cannot believe it. But you know, girl gotta do what she gotta do, you know. Anyway, I can go on and on about the My Fault series. I'm ready for that. Now that I've read, because I watched My Fault before I read the book. So now that I've read the book before the movie came out, I'm so excited for the movie. so excited. And along with the beautiful wedding, so excited for that movie. Anyway. And now we have Powerless. Now, I do have to finish this video because I never did the wrap-up in the video. I forgot about it. But, we have Powerless. This is going to be in a video, and it's, my brother chooses my reads. But I haven't finished that. Obviously, I finished the book in the videos. I just haven't finished the ending of that video. Anyway, this one was also a 4-star for me. I was not, like I said, like, I don't know if I've said it in that video or not, but there was way too much tension in this book for me. Like, the first 400 pages was probably just tension between these characters, and it wasn't actually giving me a storyline. And that's why I think I was not, like, that fond of it. But that ending literally saved its rating. The ending of this book saved the rating for me. I have already pre-ordered the other, like, the novella and then the second book. So I'm hoping that since the tension is finally off of them, like, obviously it's still on them, but it's not as bad. I'm hoping that the other two will not just be full tension and will be more of a plot. And also, I like how they spelled her name. Anyway, the next one is Business or Pleasure. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about this, honestly, I'd probably rate it like a 3.5. Because I liked this. I did. The beginning of it was terrific. But it kind of got really slow. Like, towards the end, super slow. Super slow. It was good. It was just super slow towards the ending of it. And obviously with any romance, you can kind of already pick up who's going to end up together, how it's going to happen. It always happens in every single book, every single movie. But I don't know, like, it was just, and I didn't read the back of the book before I read this, so I didn't realize that the one night stand was also the author that she was going to write with. So, like, I was like, oh, that's, like, watch this one night stand be the author. Because, like I said, I didn't read the back of it. I just went in it blind. And it literally says on the author, I mean, on the back of it, that that's who she's writing the ghost story for. So, I was like, oh, watch that. And then it happened, and I was like, see, I told you. And then, like, for some reason, I decided to read the back of the book, and I was like, oh, it says it right here. If you would just read the back of the book, you would have figured it out. Anyway, I kind of liked knowing, I don't know why I just told you all that, but I kind of liked knowing that that was not the case, and, like, guessing that. But, yeah. 3.5 star, 4, around there. I don't really know. I just think it, towards the end, it did get a little slow. But that's just me. Just my opinion. And then the last 2 4-star books. Well, one of them is a 4.75 star. The other one is just a 4. And that is Flawless and Heartless. Now, let's see if you guys can guess which one I rated a 4.5 star. Who do you think is my favorite brother? My favorite, yeah, they're brothers right now. My favorite brother at the moment. This one, Cade, all the way at Cade. I didn't even read this physical copy. I read this physical copy, but this one I read on Kindle. Cade, 100% Cade, 100% Cade. I'm reading this one right now, the Jasper storyline, and I'm like this far into it. I haven't read anything in the past few days, but I'm this far into it. Girl. Like, I don't know. Like, so far, this is my least favorite one. So, 4.575 and 4 stars. These two are really, really good. I love the storyline. Obviously, like, if I had to choose right now, it would be Powerless as the last like my least favorite, then Flawless, then Heartless. Heartless has my heart. They do, like, it has my heart. And I can't wait to get the other two. I don't have the other two books because I wanted to finish these before I got them. And if I didn't like these, then I wasn't going to get them. But obviously, I like these two, so now I got to get them too. But anyway. And now we're going to go to the 5-star. And unfortunately, this... Oh, no, I have one more 4-star. I forgot that this one was sitting here. Guys, I actually finished this the day it came out. This is a 4-star. My favorite book in the series. I just want to talk about this. That's why I'm taking the cover off. So, I finished this the day it came out. My favorite one in this series is, drum roll, House of Sky and Breath. That's my favorite. The second one is my favorite all time. The one thing I want to talk about, this cover right here, this cover. Why didn't they just make this gold and the rest white like they did the other ones? Because what if I wanted to portray this on my bookshelf just like this? With no dust jacket. Why do they do this? I don't like when they change it on me like that. But I do like this prettiness. I think that is super pretty. Which I know it's just the cover, but the cover is gold. And this isn't, and that's why I think it's so pretty. But yeah, I think this was my least favorite one, and I think that's so weird to me, because I was honestly thinking that this was gonna be my favorite one, because, you know, it had that crossover. I'm not gonna spoil it, so it just came out, so I'm not gonna talk much about it, but it did have that crossover, so I thought I was gonna like this more because it crossed over with one of that other series. So I thought I was gonna like it more, but I didn't. I did not. I liked the second one. The second one's my favorite. Anyway. So on to the 5 stars. Oops. We have, I reread Fourth Wing, and this one's also in My Brother Chooses My Read, so I have to update that for this one as well. This one is still a 5-star. Still a 5-star. 100% still a 5-star. Loved it. And now I'm ready to read Iron Flame, but at the same time, I don't want to read Iron Flame because I've heard so many negative things about Iron Flame, so I'm scared to read that one. Sure. Let me know if I should read this month. But yeah, 5 stars. I'm not really going to go into much detail because I do have another video. Well, I have the Brother Chooses, and then I have the other video that I already put this in. And then this next 5-star, oh guys, like when I had this email pop up and say that I can read this, you do not understand the excitement. The excitement that I had. So I got an early release copy of this book, and I had finished it within a few days because it was so good. Early release copy of The Teacher by Frida McFadden. Frida McFadden. This came just in time because I was literally like, I really want a good thriller. Haven't had one in a while. The last good thriller I had was by Frida McFadden, and I don't have any more physical copies of her books left, so I was going to go and look. I was at the gym when I was thinking all this. I was going to go look at her books on Kindle, and I was going to, because they're all on Kindle Unlimited, so I was going to get one of them, but I never did. I didn't get the chance to look at it yet, and then I get an email, and this pops up, saying that I can read this. I'm like, sign me up. Where's the dotted line? Let me sign my name. So yeah, 5-star. So many plot twists in this book, which obviously I can't go into much detail because it don't come out until the 6th. But so good, so incredibly good. Highly, 100% recommend reading this book. Now, when it comes out, I may do a whole TikTok video talking about this, but it isn't out yet, so obviously I'm not going to talk about it. And then my last book, well, I do have some other things to talk about, but the last book I read is the Britney Spears memoir. Obviously, this is a non-rating because it's a memoir, and I don't rate memoirs, or sometimes I'll rate nonfiction depending on what type of nonfiction it is. If it's not about somebody else's life, then I'll rate it, and that's only if it helped me personally and I feel like it helped me personally. But other than that, I don't rate memoirs or nonfiction because it's not my business to be rating how your life went. So I did, like, this is a really good book. I highly recommend anybody that loves Britney reading this book. But yeah, I also got the Jamie Lynn Spears one too that I have to read. And then in December, I read the Matthew Perry memoir. So that is it for this video. And it's not it for this video. It is not it for this video. My bad, boys and girls. So we're going to also talk about what I read in the Bible, because I wanted to start incorporating this because there's so many people that watched my Bible videos and talked about how amazing they were. So I wanted to incorporate the Bible videos. I mean, the ones that I read, the book that I read in the Bible in these months. So this is not the Bible that I use. This is just the one that was closest to me. So I grabbed this one. But I read in the month of January, I read Proverbs and Matthew because I read by myself in the morning. So those are the two that I'm reading. And then my husband and I read Colossians and 1st and 2nd Peter. And then right now we're reading Romans and Galatians. And then we also read Ephesians. And then, what did we read in the Old Testament? I'm trying to remember what we read in the Old Testament. Did we read anything in the Old Testament? Nehemiah. Nehemiah is what we read. So that is what I read in the Bible this month. And every day we do read the Bible, so, yes. Anyway. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The next one that I'm filming will be in the same shirt, and then I have to finish the Powerless, the Brothers Chooses My Read video. But yeah, love you guys.